Hello, this is the Bradshaw One Healer Tarot 9 here on YouTube. This is a video storyline reading for Karmelo Anthony Jr, high school track star who is accused of stabbing to death of another 17-year-old. So, universe had me to do the storyline reading to see exactly what all happened, but what made Karmelo feel he had to bring a weapon to school and use a weapon in his defense instead of telling a principal, telling his parents he had trouble at school, or just staying home from school, or whatever he had to do to avoid this tragic situation. What made him feel like he had to do that, or just use his fists and fight? Unless it was more than one person, but still if it's more than one person, still tell his parents about it, and then something be done as far as that if he was being bullied. Anything besides murdering, killing, taking of another's life. So I want to say I heard his mother speak on a news clip, a conference or whatever it was, and people was talking to her about, I guess, some kind of funds or something like that and how it was spent. But my main focus with that conference, that interview, when she was talking, is that she did not reach out to the family and say that she was sorry what happened to that son. I didn't hear her say it. And one of the first things she should have said was, I first want to say I'm sorry to the family that lost their son, and call him by name if she knew his name, and say that she was sorry for what her son did. She didn't do it. Her son did it. That doesn't mean that she's not going to support her son, and she shouldn't support her son or love her son. It just means that she could have empathy for the parents who lost their son and for the young man who was killed, because this wasn't called for, because he should have told his parents that he was being bullied or anything like that instead of taking a weapon to school, because we all know what weapons do. Guns, knives, hammers, wrenches, whatever people have. If you use it the wrong way, you know it can take somebody's life away. When you raise it towards somebody, you know what it can do. We can't have a bunch of excuses saying we thought somebody was going to do and I was afraid, or whatever excuses everybody give when they murder somebody. It's not acceptable by God that you murder anybody, for nobody to murder anybody, for the cops to murder people, for children to murder people, for parents to murder people, for neighbors to murder people, for road rage people to murder people. It's not good for nobody to murder people, because God gives life, and God don't condone nobody taking another's life. He should have told his parents he was being bullied at school and let his parents handle it from there with the principal, the school system, and they go from there. Or just fight him with his hands if it was just one to fight. And if it still was problems after that, maybe his parents would have to just arrange some kind of meeting with the other students' parents, and they sit there and they talk and they let the other parent know what's going on, and they need to straighten out their son because he's a bully, if it was anything like that. And if things don't get straightened out, his parents will have to just move him to another school, whatever you have to do. Anything is better than murdering a person, taking their whole life away because of one incident. People don't think as far as think about things until they be in jail, sitting for a while, sitting for a week, or sitting for a month. That you took a person's whole life away from them because of one moment, for 1 minute, because of 1 minute, 10 minutes, or whatever time you had problems with the person, and you judged whatever that was in that 15 minutes, 5 minutes, 2 minutes, that the person shouldn't live again. Their whole life should be taken away. Now bask in what I just said. Marinate on what I just said. When somebody decides to take somebody's life away in the 2 minutes, 5 minutes, 15 minutes, whatever emotions they're going through, they make a decision, drastic, horrific, to just take a person's whole life away from them, where they don't get to live to 99. They don't get to have kids. They don't get to go to college. They don't get to get married. They don't have a chance to be a doctor if they want. They don't have a chance to go in the army if they want, or whatever decisions and choices they wanted to make. Just because of 15 minutes or 5 minutes or 2 minutes worth of discomfort. We need to think, people, and we need to take other steps besides killing one another. So I don't know if he was being bullied. I just don't know. But if he was being bullied, he still should have told his parents and let his parents handle it with the school system. Because bullying is not good at all. Because one of my grandsons went through that. Well, he kind of deal with that kind of regular, but we try to keep him in where he controlled, because the first thing it is, when you respond back, the school can call a law on you, have you with a record, or want to blame you when you hit the person back, or you knock them out, or whatever you do to them, because they won't leave you alone, because they'll look at you because you responding back, but they don't see when a person mistreating you. So you have to talk to your parents and let your parents handle that thing. But if they put their hands on you, you have to hit them back. You don't wait for your mother to come. You respond back and hit them back. You don't use weapons and knives. You use your fists. If his hands hit you, you hit them back. That's what we taught as kids. Somebody hits you, hit them back. We taught that. And that's what it should have been if it was anything like that. Not using knives and killing people and taking their whole life away. Wait a minute. Okay, I'm back. So it's some music outside. I'm so sorry for that. I'm doing this video on Easter Day, so it did get quiet. So I thought it was going to be quiet, but now the music started up. So if you can tolerate the music, I'm just going to go on with the storyline. So I just want to know exactly, why did Karmelo feel he had to bring a weapon to school and use a weapon? What exactly was this other young man doing that bad to him where he felt like he needed a weapon? Or Was he being bullied and it was more than one usually messing with him, or what? I don't know. Okay? And one thing, back to his mother. If our children is wrong with anything or about something, we have to acknowledge they're wrong. Now, if somebody hit them, they hit them back. I'm fine with that. You're not going to tell them not to hit a person back. But murdering somebody, he was wrong about that. Pulling out a knife, he was wrong about that because he had fists and you can use your fists. That's the old way of fighting, using your fists. Both people. And that's how you solve the situation. Not pulling out a knife or a gun, because we already know that can cause tragedy and end a person's life. So let me just see what the storyline reading says. So I'm doing this Easter Day, but I think I'm going to put it on Tuesday. So that would be the 22nd of April. My name is the Brass Love 1 Healer Tarot 9 here on YouTube. This reading is for entertainment purposes only. To those who deem it as such, you don't have to take nothing as fact that I say out of my mouth or any card you hear me read. Okay, but I believe everything that God put on the table. So let's start. Okay, which way, universe? Which side? Which side? Here. My cards do make noise, so bear with me because I have to shake them, okay? Like this, I have to mix them. So bear with me. I could really say if you can, so that's making me think of the song. Because I was getting ready to say, bear with me if you can. So that's making me think of the song. And it goes with this storyline. Okay, somebody felt like a score loser. Maybe he did. I don't know for sure. Maybe, what is his name? Karmelo. I gotta find out the other young man's name because I like to call him by name. I see the score loser card right here. Let's just say he might didn't want to be a score loser. Let's just say Karmelo. Let me see the other young man's name. I heard when I was digging in my cards, I said, bear with me if you can. And it brought out and made me think of the song that's called Reach Out and Touch Somebody's Hand. Make this world a better place if you can. Reach out and touch somebody's hand. Make this world a better place if you can. It goes with this storyline. Reach out and touch somebody's hand. Reach out and talk to your parents. Reach out and talk to the principal. Reach out and talk to any adult. Somebody in authority that can help with a situation instead of going this route. Because this didn't solve anything. This took a young man's life away from him for what all that he was going to do in life, and it landed the other young man in jail, where it pretty much is going to stop him from different things that he might wanted to do in life. So it didn't solve anything. So let me just say what the other person's name is. Okay, let's see. Karmelo Anthony. Karmelo. Okay, we have Austin. Is his name Austin Metcalf. I'm gonna stick with Austin because they are children to me. So 17-year-olds, so they not men. So I'm gonna say Austin and Karmelo. Okay. From Texas. Karmelo stabbed to death Austin during a track meet or at a track meet, however it goes. Both of them were 17 years old. Let me see. They was on the same team. Okay, it says that Karmelo was on the football team also, the captain of both the football team and the track team. If I'm reading it right, let's see. Let's see. Okay, 17-year-old. So I don't see the date it happened. Let's see something. So April 17th, 2025, 6 minutes after 12 p.m. Or either this happened that time or he was charged at this time. So let's just do the storyline. Okay, let's see. This top card I see is a score loser though, so let's just see. So Karmelo Mike didn't want to score. He Mike didn't want to be a score loser. He wanted Austin to keep his to stay distant from him. Because Austin said something to him and he said, "What, Austin?" Because both of them was entwined in gossip some kind of way. Something was plain and simple. He is covering all his bases, so he got that knife. Or he brought the knife with him because he is entwined in some kind of gossip that he might have got approached about. He is banking on it that maybe the one Austin was going to approach him about whatever this gossip is. We got 112 or 211. Something could happen in February the 11th, January the 12th, March the 1st, or whatever this is. He's banking on that the one Austin was going to approach him about some gossip. He is banking on he was going to bring a knife in case to cover himself because it says he is covering his bases. Something was in plain sight. And that would be the knife maybe. Let's see. The next card is it was limited light at a boardwalk. So I don't know how it was, where they were, if it was limited light or not, how the lighting was, but some kind of way, if not there, somewhere else they were, somewhere it was limited light at one point. So he's dealing with his person, and his person would be the Austin, that one there. He's trying to weather things out with him, some kind of way, maybe about this gossip that might have been spread or talked about or whatever. Because he was tangled up in whatever this is. Maybe somebody told him it was his fault. Let's see. For the best option for Karmelo. He needed to wear the Shield of Honor and the Helmet of Strong. Okay, so the next card is he is going to get ready to be in charge of his life. So he was going to take charge at that time period, and he moved fast. And what he saw was calling him forward. So this goes with the action that he took. He moved fast on what he saw was calling him forward. So maybe the one Austin was coming forward to him, and he moved fast on it and took an action. Okay, so the next card is he had to be okay with his looks and know he is beautiful. So I don't know if any racism was spewed out because he was black. And it might have been a white school, I just don't know. He couldn't control the outcome. It says that you don't control the outcome. So I'm going to change it. He didn't know how the outcome was going to be because of some gossip that was heard. He felt he couldn't control the outcome because it says right here that he had to be okay with his looks. So he is a black person, so maybe it was racist. I don't see the racist card yet, but it seemed like he might have thought that he was going to be outnumbered some kind of way, and he wouldn't be able to control the outcome. So maybe that's why he brought the weapon. As far as whatever these rumors was, is his eyes telling him the truth. He is going to get splashes of joy. So, was his eyes telling him the truth? He is going to get splashes of joy. Let's see. So, one of them is on the down low, or down low and dirty. Let's just see for a minute. Let's just see something maybe. The room or some kind of way. Let's see. The down low. Down low and dirty. Let's see. Here's one get splashes of joy. So, with the action he took, he got splashes of joy as far as my eyes telling me the truth. Was his eyes telling him the truth? Here's one get splashes of joy. Maybe defending himself. Next card is he is wondering if he could trust the one Austin. He on the down low. Or he was wondering if he could trust the one Austin. I can turn it around if he now on the down low. He was wondering if he can trust the one Austin. Because the one Austin is down low and dirty. So it's one or the other. He needed to be the guard in him though, and take the reins and run with it. Because it was plenty of females coming through somewhere. So maybe at school, or maybe it's some guys that's gay on the team, or plenty of females that go to the school, or some job, some kind of way where there's plenty of females, because it's a female card. Let's just see. Let me just take something over here. I hear simpleton. I hear simpleton. So maybe he thought the one Austin was a simpleton. Maybe he liked to make jokes, the one named Austin. Maybe he did a lot of joking around, telling jokes. picked on him or anything like that. Let's just scroll a little bit. Where he might wanted him to quit. Okay, but there's gonna be some justice for sure against somebody who's European, and he was European, right? He's gonna get justice for sure. So we got the murder card. So he did murder him. Austin's family wanted to be like it was before he was murdered. But some kind of way, Karmelo wanted the relationship with him and Austin to be like it was before it was murdered, before they got in a fuss or disagreement or anything like that. Okay, let's just see what comes after this one. Some more about it. Okay, I'm doing it. This is okay, he didn't want to postpone an active action. So he was dealing with the total community. So, total community of would stand for in his storyline is the track team or his school or just the track team, or it was a group of people around him when this happened or whatever. So he needed to get more sleep to be more energetic, or one of them was taking some kind of pills, drinking, or just needed more sleep. Anything I just said. Okay. So he settled down at the fortress, and the fortress for him would be, I guess, at the place that he, no, right now the fortress for him would be jail, because that's where he is, right? But before that, he was at school, at the track meet, or wherever he was, and he was settled down and stuck there. Okay, but other than that, he had there. He felt self-love was key, and he was going to challenge it. When he pulled out the knife, when he even brought the knife, because he felt he couldn't control the outcome. He didn't know what it was going to be like, because he was the only black person maybe there or whatever in the circle of everybody or something like that. Let's just flow. So we had this card there. Fear took him there. So this card say, hold on to that thought, people, that fear took him there to bring that knife to school to protect himself, because he was entwined in some gossip and he felt like he was going to be overpowered. He pinpointed an action and he complained about it. What Austin did to him. So we have right here that somebody facilitated something, but he shouldn't have went with the person or did whatever the person told him. So if it goes with the fight that they had or whatever that is, he shouldn't have went with it. So if Austin said, what you going to do about it, he shouldn't have reached and got his knife or whatever it is. If there's anything as far as right then, at that time period the stabbing took place, if he said, I want to fight you or something, or what you going to do about it, if Austin told him that, he shouldn't have got his knife, because that's the facilitating part. Somebody facilitated something, but he shouldn't have went with it. If Austin said he wanted to fight him, he shouldn't have went with it. He shouldn't have went after his knife. If it's not that he went somewhere, or he said something or went somewhere that Austin told him some kind of way, and he shouldn't have went there, whatever it is. because he wanted to get sky high and express all that was needed in his life, right? So maybe on the team he wanted to get sky high and express everything needed and be the best or whatever this is. So we have right here, this a female that he thought was pretty, anything like that. So if it's not the female he thought was pretty, if we dealing with gay any kind of way, we're going to turn it around, okay? So if it's a female, we're going to leave it at a female, but if it's not, it's not, okay? Because I do see gay cards in here, so let's just flow. So there's a female he thought was pretty. So if it's not the female he thought was pretty, we're going to take it with the guy Austin he thought was handsome. Follow me? So he wanted the relationship to be like it was before it got murdered, the friendship or whatever that they had. They got along at first evidently, but some kind of rumor came out. But his family wanted to be like it was before he murdered Austin, and Austin family wanted to be like it was before their son Austin was murdered. He wasn't having protection by his father at that time period when he was at school. He didn't have anybody at school that helped protect him at that time period. So he took that knife to help protect himself because he felt he was going to be overpowered. My father is abusive. So somebody's father is abusive in talking, physical or whatever, or and Austin didn't have protection from his father because his father wasn't there to protect him when this happened. So let's just see. Or we might have Austin talking like he is Karmelo's father and being abusive in his words. Anything like that. With somebody talking to you like they're your parent. So we can turn the card that way. So maybe I pick door love. So we have Austin might have asked Karmelo something, whatever it might be, or wanted him to do something or whatever it might be. And he wasn't going along with stuff right then. He decided to pick door love 1. Because we got is in the genetics. Hatred, racism, or whatever this is, somebody got it in their genetics. Let's flow a little bit. It's in the bloodline. Okay, let's just flow for a minute. So we have Austin was keeping his options open. So we have, it was a chamber of chaos and negative. So Karmelo had to be considerate of the masses. So the masses for them right there would be the school and who all the students there. So God wanted Karmelo to stay on his path. So evidently he an earth angel person. And Austin had to find other ways to pleasure himself. So he might have been picking with him. He might was starting a fight with him or whatever was going on here. He was in solitude doing some kind of thinking. So he had to book an appointment. So the appointment in this storyline just simply means they met up. some kind of way face to face to talk. That would be the appointment. But the card says, was he really worth it? So was it really worth it, this talk to have, this fuss? Was it really worth it? You took Austin's life away. Was this talk, this fuss or whatever, this meeting or whatever, was it really worth it? Because Karmelo felt that he got beat some kind of way in words or however by Austin, or he felt like he was going to get beat by everybody present. So let's just see. So he felt like that Austin do good, plenty of good whenever, but he get kept up in his wrong. But then we're gonna turn it around and say that Karmelo do plenty of good, but his mother can't keep him up in his wrong because he murdered someone and took their life away. The next card say it's going to be justice for sure. Because Austin was European, that's what's on this card. So there's going to be some justice for sure because he didn't murder a person. Right? So we have, if you met him or her gay, he wasn't, you still can do your Lord's mission. Silly of me to think that I could fool you. So one of them, some kind of way, is on the down low. So let's just see what this card. If you met him or her gay, you can still do your God mission. One of them. Okay. Boom. He had to let spirit in. But he is chewing on luxurious. And his storyline is something mean, I guess, passing all his grades, getting to the top where he can be able to go to college one day maybe, anything like that. So let me just move these. So some kind of gossip occurred. He got approached, maybe. He got approached about the gossip, or he asked to have a meeting with Austin to talk about the gossip, or he got approached by Austin about the gossip. One of them approached the other about this gossip, and it seemed like the gossip is that one of them on the down low. That's what it looked like the gossip is. So let's just see. So we have right here that he had to pay attention to his visions and his dreams because he was half good, half bad, like the Gemini sign, or Austin was. I don't know which one. Half good, half bad, like the Gemini sign. You put both together and it makes the best person because he cheapened Austin's life. Follow me? During the temporary times. He wanted to plant his fortune, and his fortune would be making money. Strike that. They was teenagers. They weren't making any money. So let me just say, he is planting his fortune, and that would be, if he is on a team, he was trying to be the best on his team and make that work out. It might was at least 3 people around. I don't know. Okay. So something was ran up to the account. So if it's not money, oh my, what is, okay. So we got the picking people, so that could go with a team too. So let me just pull out, because we got fixated on the sexuality card. Let me see for a minute. Let me deal with this one first. Something was charged up to the account. So I don't know if they had to buy things like uniform, shoes, or dues or whatever, I don't know. Or I don't know if one of them loaned the other some money, or what this is with the charging up or something. The next card is picking people in the order of So if we dealing with teams at school, they do pick people in the order of. So if your grade's good, if your grades ain't good, or whatever they be picking, short, tall, or whatever they do as far as school. So the next card is somebody was fixated on his sexuality. So it was Austin, because that's who he had the problem with, was fixated on sexuality. So he might have approached him about, was he gay or something like that, or anything like that. Let's just go. Okay, so we got the word quit. So he might wanted him to quit, maybe asking him about his sexuality, or nagging him about it, or fussing with him, or approaching him about it, or maybe the one Austin wanted Karmelo to just quit the team or something like that. Maybe the one Karmelo wanted the one Austin to just let him be, leave him alone, give him a time out, take a time out, leave him alone, right? He wanted him to be sensitive to him. He wanted Austin to bring in a fresh emotion and welcome in a flow of love. So abuse showed that it was fake love. So some kind of way it was fake love with him and the one Austin. Yeah. So it don't have to be a Tuesday, whatever day this happened with those two. One was going to come get the other one. So I don't know which one approached first. I don't know how it went. So I don't know which one approached the other first. Whoever approached the other first is this card go with, but I just don't know. I don't know if Austin came to him and said whatever, or did he go to Austin. I don't know which one. So whichever one this card goes with, whichever one was going to be a go-getter and go get him, go get the other one. It don't have to be a Tuesday, but whatever day of the week. Because this would be Karmelo's card right here. He see it now that Austin had backhill ways of thinking, not wanting to change things, or he was racist some kind of way, bringing race in something. He insisted on a period of time with him. One of them did. So he felt he was left out in the cold, or Austin thought that Karmelo left him out in the cold. One of them might like the color coral or live around corals in the water, right? So it might have been at least 3 of them, a pyramid, like I said before, 3, number 3, or 6 of them. He was nervous. Okay, he beat me so much, so I don't know if anybody actually physically hit him any kind of way. So I'm going to change the card around. He might have thought that since it was a pyramid of them, or more than one of them that hang together, and he was like a lone wolf by himself, being the only person of color on the team, or if not that right there, it was more than the one Austin maybe. It could have been 6, it could have been 3, or whatever amount. And he might have felt nervous, like I say, around a pyramid of people. He might have felt that they was going to beat him, because it said he beat me so much, but no one might have beat him, right? But he might have thought that he would get beat so much by a group of them. Or he got beat a lot in track or whatever they was doing as far as sports. He is holding on to Karen, but it was a mirage in his mind where it was tension-filled thoughts. So we have the one Austin said a threat to him, whatever he said, Try me if you dare. The card say try me if you dare, but he said whatever he said that can line up with the phrase try me if you dare. That's what happened on his journey. So we're going to go with the next card. He a player. And Austin was a player. Both of them was players because I think there's track players, right? Karmelo was searching for love with the player, with Austin. Kindness, niceness, or anything like that. Well, some kind of way. It was a lady or, not a lady, a young lady, a girl, some kind of way that one of them liked, who was searching for love from Austin or from Karmelo, right? So we have Karmelo was a caterpillar, and you know caterpillars, they wiggle in the grass and dirt, right? They just wiggle around, right? They don't get to be that butterfly until a certain time. But God wanted him to bend forward on things. So I'm going to change it a little bit. He was a caterpillar, usually, but he bent forward on things. And that's what he did when he decided to bring a weapon to school and use it. He bent forward on things and made a decision to not be a caterpillar, because he might usually be that caterpillar, but he was not going to be that caterpillar that day. He was going to be the butterfly. He was going to not just squirm around. He is going to fly, make moves, okay, take action. Talking will be the only way to heal for those two to heal at the time. And they needed to invite in a healing with whatever gossip that was spreaded. But him talking to a lawyer some kind of way would be the only way to heal and invite in a healing. He was jet setting and it was juicy, or the one Austin was. So in this storyline, since they was at a track meet or something like that, so they're going to be having some kind of fun, right? So relations to not wanting him as, so we got turning around. Relations to not wanting him as a friend. So Austin didn't want him as a friend, but maybe he was trying to be his friend, but he didn't want him as a friend. He just, so we're not going to say Austin, right? Austin. What is his name? Let me say it right. We're not going to say he wanted to use Karmelo, right? We're going to say, if they're on the same team, you using a person to win, right? So this card really just goes with the person really don't want you as a friend. They just want to use you. So if they're on the same team, I don't want to be your friend. I just need to use you to win. Let me just see his name a little bit better so I can say it right. Austin. So many names to be not said right. So Austin. Okay, Austin. Let me try to say it right and not mess your name up. Okay, Austin. You wasn't interested in Karmelo being a friend. You wasn't trying to be his friend. You just wanted to use him and able to play track because he is a teammate. Okay? So we have Karmelo was a beautiful dreamer. Yes, he was. Maybe as far as being on a team or trying to make friends or whatever this is. So he wasn't gonna, he decided he wasn't gonna put up with his crap. He put up with it long enough. So if Austin was saying something out the way to him some kind of way, he decided, and he would be Karmelo, decided he wasn't gonna put up with his crap any longer. Or it's the other way around. So God says to Karmelo, who are you really, Karmelo? Carmela is saying, I want to change, but I worry about other people. So Carmela wanted to change, but he was worrying about other people, what all of these people would think of him and how they would react. Because God's saying, who are you really? Because God wants us to be ourselves, totally ourselves, not change up and sugarcoat nothing for nobody. So he was sugarcoating, and he wasn't being his true self around all of these children, all of these other teenagers. He wasn't being truly who he was, right? Because God's saying, who are you? Because God knew he wasn't being his true self. But he wanted to change, but he was worrying about how the people would treat him if he be truly who he was, right? So he is getting unhinged, upset, unboxed, while rumors was being said about him. Okay? God says, do you know all the facts, Carmela? Does it even matter, Carmela? If you want to be non-religious, will you, Carmela? He wanted sensitiveness and he wanted softness. Follow me? Next card is, give me a reason why I should take you back. I am fighting my feelings, but I want to let them rise. So that would be Carmelo. Give me a reason why I should take you back. I'm fighting my feelings, but I want to let them rise. So they fussing about a rumor that went around, maybe that they was focused on the sexuality, that he might have been on the down low, or he was on the down low. So I don't know if the one Austin started it or what. I have no idea. But Karmelo is saying, give me a reason why I should take you back, or be considerate of your feelings, or be like a friend to you, or be a teammate, or whatever he was thinking like. Because his feelings was rising. He wanted to let them rise. He was cordial, but he's diving in his problem. The next one is, universe was driven to guide him to his path, but would he even go to the path that God had for him? Because he had to refuse to stay in a puddle because God said it would keep him wet. So if he had a bunch of problems at school, he should have told his parents, or went to the principal or anybody like that. So he stayed in a puddle that kept him wet, and that simply means he stayed in a situation with teammates or whoever who might have been saying things to him or making him feel uncomfortable, or whatever the person was doing, threatening him, or whatever they may have been doing, and he didn't go to an adult to get the help he needed. Because God's saying that God is driven to guide him to his path, and his path would be go to his parents and let them handle it at school, go to the principal, go to the teacher, anybody like that, and let them handle it. Okay? So we have right here, money is pending. So some kind of money was pending, so I don't know if he owed money to the one Austin, or the one Austin owed money to him. Money was pending, because something was being ran up over there. You heard me say, charged up, ran up. Okay? So he had to take heed to what was calling to be seen and heard by him, by Austin or anybody else, because he was not exempt. So at that time, he felt like Austin wasn't exempt. Austin, right? Because something was seeping through to let him know he wasn't exempt. Okay? A visit from an official. So he got a visit from an official, and that would be the law, I guess, to come and arrest him, or the teacher, the principal, or somebody, or he needed to talk to his mother, his parents, where they could go and visit the official. So we have seemingly something became a mountain with him in Austin, because some kind of way one of them owed the other one money because a tab or a bill was being racked up some kind of way. And it was a rumor about one of them being on the down low. But I really feel is the one, Karmelo, that one being on the down low. One of them. Okay. So we have, he had to look in a mirror because a mirror would tell us the truth. A mirror is meant to tell him the truth. Look in that mirror. Okay, so the next card is he had to be strong, tough, rough and beautiful, and know when to make the right moves. So God said he had to be strong, tough, rough, and handsome, and know when to make the right moves. And that wasn't the right move to make, to be pulling out knives. That wasn't the right moves. God said just be strong and tough and rough, but that wasn't the right move for him to do, but he felt like it was to him. So usually people make decisions on what they feel was best for them at the time. It might not be your decision, but it's their decision. But when we make different decisions, we have to be responsible for what all decisions we make. We got to hold ourselves accountable. And he felt like the move for him was to pull out a knife. To even bring a knife in the first place because of these rumors and because of money being owed or however it's going. Where he felt like he was going to be overpowered by a pyramid of other students or a bunch of them, period, or what. If it hurts, he is going to voice it. So if it hurts, he is going to voice it. So he was saying what he was saying to the other one and voicing whatever it was. Or he is going to voice it to the official, the cops, or to whoever, or to the judge, or whoever he's going to talk to would be the official. We got number 7. Something could be 7. Something could happen at 7. Something about 7. One of them birthday could be the 7th one, or anything about 7. I don't know. Next one is, can we really be friends? And what is the cost of a life? So he felt like him and the one Austin could not be friends. But God says right here with this card, this is a death card, what is the cost of a life? This is a card when God wants you to think about it good before you make the decision you make, because you're getting ready to take a life away. But he felt like we can't, it says we can really be friends, but really for his situation, he looked at it as we can't really be friends. Okay? And he is going to get ecstatic if they could be friends. But when it was all over with, they couldn't be friends. So he is hoping maybe that it could get fixed, but it couldn't get fixed. Because it says that he is going to get ecstatic if they could be friends again and fix this thing or whatever, but it wasn't going that direction. So he saw that they couldn't be friends, or the one Austin said at a time that we really can't be friends, because they wasn't friends in the first place. They just was on the same team or whatever, because this card up here say that a relationship that the one Austin didn't want him as a friend. He only wanted him as a teammate if he's a teammate. You know, and that card just simply means the person want to use you. Whatever it is, they hook to you for a teammate. Your teammate, you need them to help win or whatever it is, right? So that's what that card means in this storyline. So it seems like that's what it's telling me. Some money was owed some kind of way, and also some rumor was out as far as like from being on the down low. And he thought he was going to be overpowered by all of the extra players because he was like a lone wolf by himself. And so some racial abuse came out. Some, I don't see a lot of racial cards at all, but that one card, some racial abuse came out. Some. So let me take a little bit more, just a little bit. Okay, this top one said, we are true friends. No, they wasn't true friends. And one of them decided that I'm done. I'm done with you. Something like that. Okay. 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 Here's one, challenge it and spectate. So we have, it was, let's see. So we have right here that somebody went on a kitty cat mission and aimed for it, maybe to spread gossip about Karmelo, or Karmelo bringing that knife to school. That's a kitty cat mission, because the other person don't know that you got it, and the other person don't know you gonna do something to them, anything like that. I had to say it like that with this storyline. So Austin didn't know that he had a knife in his bag or whatever, anything like that. So that's called a kitty cat mission. And he aimed for it and he got the knife, and it was sneaky in the mission, and he made it happen. A kitty cat mission. It's sneaky. And also we have Austin on the other hand, right? On the other hand, coming, confronting him or whatever. And that was sneaky, because he might didn't see it coming. Or he might didn't know he was going to try to fight him, or whatever it might have been. Talking is one thing, but then it's going a whole nother direction. So it was horrifying. He's trying to distinguish things, because he was deceived of somebody of service. He was being deceived by somebody of service. So really know, one of them owed the other one money some kind of way, because he's a person of service card, and he was deceived by somebody of service. So one of them owed the other one money. Something was being racked up, the tabs, money, bank account, or some kind of cards or whatever, and the other person didn't pay up. Money was pending. So the person felt deceived, and the person was of service. So I don't know, really, I don't see no drugs or anything like that on the table, except for that card you heard me say back there, that he needed more sleep himself, or one of them might have been or one of them might have had something in their system. But I don't see no kind of drugs or alcohol cards coming on the table, so I don't really know what they would be giving money to each other for, unless it's because they had to buy uniforms or something. I just don't know. Let me just take a little bit, and then I'm going to end it a little bit more. Universe. Okay, I'm hearing this song coming to me. Bad boy. You're bad boy. I don't know the rest of it. You're a bad boy. So we got a bad boy. So here's a bad boy. So he looked at Austin as a bad boy. And he also was a bad boy for what he did to Austin. Okay? So let's just see. Let's just see. Let's just see. You know about it. We'll take a little bit more, and we're going to end it. So we have this card here. I'm not tolerating you no more affordable housing. So affordable housing could just be not the school. He was in affordable housing, and that would be the school, we know, right? So maybe Austin, right? I'm trying to say his name right. Austin. That's how it's spelled. Austin. Okay? Maybe he decided he didn't want to tolerate Karmelo any longer. So if they're on the same team, maybe he's going to get him pulled off his team. Or if he owed him money, he won't tolerate him no more. Or it's the other way around. Let's just say. So one of them was moving loosely through the corridors, the alleys, the bleachers, the hallways, or whichever way to get to the other. So be it somebody was going to be talking to a counselor or talk to somebody who advises them. One of them. I don't know yet which one. So we have right here that he needed God's bubble of protection around him, because anything outside of the bubble will hurt him or destroy him. He needed to stay in God's presence. So he had history with this one, Austin. He had history with Austin, right? But he made Austin walk into his destiny, and it means kill him, okay? Because no more trying to impress. He didn't want to impress Austin any longer. Other people, right? He asked him, did he do it? Did he do it or will he do it? Or Austin asked him, did he do something or will he do something? One or the other. Because lately he justified it for something. So let's just say, I'm trying to get a little bit more and I'm going to end it, Lord. Unfortunately, something didn't smell right. Something wasn't right. So if he said, did you do it? Did you go and spread rumors about me? He asked him out and it was a witness. So somebody was there when this happened, a witness. So he's going to be dealing with court, looking at things realistically, the reality of it all. Because he was being adopted. And adopted in his storyline, wait a minute. Adoption in his storyline just simply means that he was at school. And when you are at school, you are adopted because you are being cared for by the teachers and the staff at school. So he's being adopted. But if he is on a team some kind of way, he still was being adopted because he was among a team and all of them supposed to look out for one another. The other side is that he wanted to find his parents. Well, finding my parents even mattered because at one point he felt a certain kind of way where he wanted his parents. He felt scared, he felt nervous, or whatever he felt like. Okay, the next one is looking at things superficial. So one of them was looking at things superficial. What was a cabbage breaker? So some kind of way losing money. So maybe, I don't know which one loaned the money or whatever's going on with this money. So one of them was looking at losing money, or they lost money because they didn't get their money back, and one of them was owing the other some kind of money for something. Okay, so we have the sweetheart card here. So sitting down and gloat about it. So we got that he a sweetheart. And Austin was going to sit down and gloat about it because he was railing in the cash. And he was like a church mouse. Okay, he wanted Austin to validate him. But he needed to work hard on loving his own self. So some kind of way he might have been promiscuous. So if it wasn't the regular promiscuous, make this card stand for he was just trying to make friends with people, moving around trying to make friends freely. Or some kind of way he's promiscuous. He had to start taking care of himself, and that would be Karmelo, that one. Okay, so we have the one Austin was discard others. And that would be discard Karmelo, where Karmelo said, I don't think so. Because he might usually do that, but this time around or whatever, I guess he wasn't going with it because God was saying, who was he really? Because he was worrying about other people and he wasn't being his true self. He was keeping things pushed down, but he started to stand up for himself somewhat. He's going to be that runner and put his all in. So if they was trapped on track, right here, he is going to be that runner and he's going to put his all in. His knee, his hand, his whole body in to make it happen. Okay? To be the best he could be, or just to run like the card says. God is a path on walking the right path. He was praying to God some kind of way. Okay, so we have Wonderland of the Lost Soul. So he's jumping out these cards here. So I'm trying to end it though. So we have the one Austin wanted him to do something to disrespect himself, whatever it might have been. I don't know what it was though. He's in the Wonderland of the Lost Soul. The lost souls among the crowd. Street, sinful, and what else? Sexual, sinful, street, devilish, whatever was going on. So with the team, during that time with the team and the fighting or whatever, it was devilish, I must say, because it was fussing or whatever might have been happening. Because one was tearing the other one down. Why must you tear me down? So any deterrent that caused him a dysfunction, God said he needed to get away from it though in the AM. So we got 5/21. So something could happen in April. Something could happen in July. Something could happen in January, February, March, May 1st, May 2nd. Let's just see. Silly of me to think that I could get to the Milky Way. So he wanted to get to the Milky Way. And the Milky Way would be maybe being the best he could be with track or whatever he do. Let's just go over here. Let me try to end it. Universe, give me something to end it. So I see this right here. Where that? Oh, shucks. I wiggled it too fast. But it's a card. I wiggled it too fast. I don't know if it's going to come back out. Well, it was a card my hand hit. And that card, I can't find it. I got a lot of cards. That card is that the sounds of Austin weighed Karmelo down. So he might have been constantly talking to him, saying whatever, and the sounds of him weighed Karmelo down. And usually when that card come out, that means you want the person to stop, and you're going to do something to make them stop, okay? Because you tired of them. You want them to stop, you want them to shut up, or whatever's going on. And that's just how it is. You know that's what that card means. So, well done. He got him to stop, and he sent him to his, he went back to his soul. He went to God. Okay, so because Austin thought he was better than Karmelo in track or just race or whatever this is. I don't see a lot of racial cards, but just one card. So I don't really want to focus on race a lot. So court going to be in session. Yes, it is for Karmelo whenever it be. I don't know. It might take to winter time for it to happen, or something could have happened in winter time already. I don't know. So he was pricing. One of them was pricing something to butter the other one up, maybe off in a certain amount of money, because somebody was running the other one's bill up some kind of way, and maybe some money was going to be given or something like that, if not all of it. So something could have happened in the winter time or this winter coming up. No more base conditions as far as growing money. So some kind of way, one of them, it was growing money some kind of way. The person was growing money. I don't know. Was he being made to give money? I don't know. Let's say, epiphany right here. It's not ordinary. Got an epiphany. Pricing something to butter the person up. So I don't know if he was being bullied into giving money to the one Austin on a regular basis. I don't know if he owed Austin money for stuff as far as uniforms or something like that. Because I don't see no kind of drug card, so I don't know really why the money is even on the table. So either he was being bullied into giving money on a regular basis, or the one Austin owed him money and it got racked up, or he owed Austin money and it was racked up for whatever reasons, whatever they needed the money for. Or we have that maybe he was being bullied into giving money regular or something like that. Because this card in my hand, no, this one, where's the card I just had? This card here in the winter time, it says winter just passed, or winter coming up, or whatever. No more base conditions as far as growing money. So some kind of way, it was going to be some growing of money. So if he is being bullied into giving money, that is a way that Austin was able to get money, by bullying Karmelo to give him money, where he don't work for money, but just bullying him into giving him money on a regular basis. If it was that, it don't have to be that. I'm just trying to use the card and see, because I don't see any more work cards or nothing like that for them to have a real job nowhere. So I don't really know where it's not ordinary. He got an epiphany. I mean, strike that. This is the it's not ordinary. He sees somebody die, somebody commit manslaughter, he sees somebody die, or the epiphany. So if he died right there in front of him, he was seeing him die. No, strike that, I'm sorry. This is the psychotic break card. This is the manslaughter, this is the suicide card, seeing somebody die card, and the psychotic break card. So it's not ordinary. He sees somebody dying, I'm going to say. So he was reeling in the money like a church mouse. So I don't know if he was being bullied into giving money. It don't have to be that, but I'm trying to see what. I don't see no job. It says no more base condition as far as making money in the winter time. So some kind of way some money was being made by one of them, because money was pending by the other person. It's like somebody owe you some money and it's pending because they haven't paid you yet, no kind of way, so it's pending. Okay, well, give me 20 cards and I'm going to stop. 20 cards. Okay, let me talk to, let me see if I can talk to, okay, the cause of his anger. So we have Karmelo didn't know the cause of Austin's anger, or Austin didn't know the cause of Karmelo's anger. So we got numbers 4, 6, 5, 8. Could be part of anything from a month to a date or whatever. So let me just see if I can see this young man. He a teenager to me. Okay, so let's see if I can see him some kind of way. Let me see if I can see him. Let me see. Tell me something. Austin is your name. What happened? Tell me something. Show me. Tell me or something. Tell me something. Show me something. What happened? What happened? Okay. Look like he at the lockers. Okay. Looking at the lockers. Opening the lockers. So what about it? Seems like it's a note inside the locker. You know how somebody take like you open up, oh my, I'm feeling a certain way. You know how you open up the locker and it's a note taped in the locker. But only way that somebody can tape a note in your locker is because they know your combination or something. It shouldn't be like that. So it's like open up the locker. It's like he opening up the locker, the one Austin. That's who I'm focusing on, the one who died. The one who was murdered, because he was murdered. He opening up his locker, and it's like there's a note taped on the inside of his locker. Inside the door part. That might have made him go to Karmelo. Depending on what the note said or something like that, maybe. But still, it would have to be somebody who know your locker combination who could put that in there. He just didn't get in there on his own. So that's what I just saw for him. So maybe he saw some kind of note, or somebody left a note. Or if their lockers have like them little slots on it, where you can slip like something in it. Somebody might have slipped a note in an opening in the front of the locker, and it fell inside of the locker, and he got to read a note or something like that, maybe. I don't know. But let's just say 20 cards. That's what I just saw for him, though. Okay, universe. Okay, universe, give me 20 cards for Austin. So far, that was Karmelo, the one I did. I wanted to see what was going on with him. Why did he feel he had to do what he did? So we going to Karmelo right now, but I'm just going to try to do 20 cards. So we got the first card right here. The cause of his anger. So, let's see. Cause of his anger. No, I gotta put this with Karmelo. He didn't know the cause of Austin anger. So let's put that there. So this would be for Austin. Austin. Okay, Austin, tell your story. Tell your story. Tell your story. Why was you angry? What was wrong? Was it a note put in your locker? Was it a note put in your locker, like the vision showing me? Or something negative that made you angry to go and approach Karmelo that day? Besides, some money was owed some kind of way, or whatever was going on as far as money, or somebody being on the down low, or somebody being down low and dirty to the other, or whatever this is. So it's not on somebody focused on the sexuality, the person on the down low or not. That's just fluff. Universal. So this is going to be Austin. Tell your story, Austin. Tell it. One more. Okay, here we go for Austin. I want 20 cards, but it might be more than 20 cards. So I just gotta go with it, okay? Over here. So I see this card right here, the sorry card. I will say I'm sorry. I want to be cherished. Okay, so you want Karmelo to say he's sorry. You wanted him to cherish you. So I'm going to put this in the after his death. He want Karmelo to say he's sorry. He wanted him to cherish him. He didn't want him to murder him. He wanted him to say sorry. So while he in jail in front of his lawyer, in front of his parents or whatever, he got to acknowledge that he went too far. He can't really say he's sorry because that would be a lie. He would have to say, I was wrong. What I did to you, Austin. I shouldn't have went that far, Austin. I was wrong. I shouldn't have did that. I shouldn't have did that to you. It wasn't right. Because he wanted him to cherish him. That mean not take his life away from him. That would mean to cherish. Okay, we're going to start it with that card. Okay. Universe, you know about it. One more. I wanted 20 cards, but I feel like I got it. Austin, you're going to get whatever amount God put down for you. Because we have to see what's going on with you on your side. Now, I already said Karmelo's side. Now, it's your side. It's your turn. What was wrong? What was you so mad about? What did you do to cause this occurrence? What happened? Stop. Okay, in here somewhere. Okay, we got the demons right here, confronting demons right here. Okay, let's go. Oh my, it's bad. It's a nasty mess on this table. By that I mean the cards is terrible. All of these cards is terrible. I mean, not all of them, but different ones. Demons. Foul. Destructive. Let's just flow. Let's just flow. Let's just flow. So this one right here is for the young man. This one is for the young man, the teenager, Austin. Okay, Austin, tell your story. Tell your side. And God gonna tell it too, because God knows how you are and just all about you. So God gonna tell how you are, and you're gonna tell your side. So the truth gonna come on this table, because God gonna make sure it come on this table. Okay, let's see. Okay, let's see. That's a lot. Okay, let's see. The first one is you wanted to be cherished by Karmelo. You want him to say he's sorry for what he did to you. And you are in the spirit, so he can say it out of his mouth like I'm talking. He can say, I was wrong for what I did to you, Austin. Can you please forgive me? Because you are in the spirit. And he have to say that. You want him to say that because you want him to cherish you. And that just simply means in this storyline, you wanted him to value your life. No matter what disagreements you two had, it didn't warrant him taking your life away. Okay? Okay, you might have been joking with him a lot. You might tell jokes or something like that because it's a joke worthy. So you might have been making jokes about him, things like that. But it was a bunch of willing liars. among you all, your friends or whoever these people was, or somebody might have lied and said something about he said something, or it could have been your friends put a note in the locker saying something and it brewed up something between you and Karmelo, or whatever it might have been. A bunch of willing liars. Some kind of way your friends lied about something, lied to you or whatever, that caused you to be upset or whatever. And you wasn't resistant. You was not all there. So you was upset. You was going to go approach. But then Karmelo wasn't all there at the time because he was upset and he pulled out a knife. You was going to accept defeat and adapt to defeat because you was pinching. Strike that. Okay, that's the wrong one. You was hanging around the corner, all the way around the corner, some kind of way, as far as, I guess, wherever you two were fussing or whatever was going on. You had deep feelings inside. You had something on your skin, or he did, a skin disorder. Freckles, pimples, moles, whatever, rashes, whatever it may be, tattoos, scars, cuts, whatever, anything on the skin, you or him, okay? But he caused a cut in your skin, so that could be it also. You or him with whatever on the skin, something. So we got joke again, so you might like to tell jokes or whatever. You took him for a joke, saying me too. You wanted him to collaborate with you, but anything rushed was not worth taking. Okay, so we have no more pill popping or drinking. So some kind of way one of you pop some kind of pills before, or did some kind of drinking before, one of you. And one of you say that you don't do it anymore, anything like that. Okay. You was mellow, and Karmelo was anxious. So we have right here that you thought ain't no one as powerful as you. And you wanted him to be gentle with him. He wanted you to be gentle with him. But you felt like nobody was more powerful than you. So smart. You felt like you did well because you felt like nobody was as powerful as you. So if you two was running track or anything like that, you felt like maybe you could win in it some kind of way. Maybe some kind of way. You two, one of you or both of you or however you did it, took some kind of pills or anything like that as far as the run track or anything like that. Okay, so we have right here, because the card says something about need more sleep to be more energetic, or something was in the system, right? So we have right here, you got an epiphany. You was friendly. So we have right here that, see, we got another sorry card. He gotta say he gotta say it. The first card and this card. Saying he's sorry releases him, but he meant to do what he did to you. He got to cope with it, so he's going to say he's sorry because he want to cope. So he's going to say he's sorry, but he have to really mean it from his soul. Not that because he meant to make the action that he took. The thing is, he have to say that he was wrong and he shouldn't have done it. That's what he's supposed to do, and he have to mean that from his heart. I was wrong. I shouldn't have went so far. I shouldn't have did that to you. That's what he should do, and mean it from his heart. because he can't say sorry, really say sorry, because that would be telling him to tell a lie. But the cards say he's sorry. 2 cards saying that. He have to hold himself accountable here. He felt he was on the battlefield, but you was on the battlefield at the time. He knows the truth. He's not innocent in it all. Do I need to prosecute? Knowing him matters not. You are the star in the light. So I gotta turn it around. He gonna get prosecuted because it's going to court some kind of way. Knowing him do not matter. You are the star in the light. So it don't matter if you know him or not, or that he was a team player. He has to go to court because you was the star in the light. So we have you was being free to make your own choice. Why did you allow others to dictate and have rules over you? So if your friends boosted you up to go and fuss with Karmelo, why you let that happen? Or why did you let your coach or whoever it is have a bunch of rules over you? Because if either one of you was taking some kind of pills or anything like that to try to keep yourselves together and able to run track or whatever this is, okay? Mention us. So this would be Austin. Mention us. You are the light, the brass loved one. It was a mystery to all that Karmelo had all these demons that he needed to confront. Follow me? It was going to be some talking about it. Was going to be some talking about it. So this would be for his parents. Forevermore. He gonna love his parents forevermore. He thought he was gonna be a part of his parents' life forevermore. Let's see. He was covering up his emotions. So what? So some kind of way, maybe he wanted Austin wanted Karmelo to cover up his emotions. So let's just say power stays with the wife, not with the ex. So he felt like he was being jerked around. So if he had his friends over there, and then we have Karmelo really wasn't a friend. He just was a teammate. So the power stayed with the friends of Austin, right? Not with Karmelo. So Karmelo felt like he was being jerked around some kind of way. So we have interacting with drugs. So it was some interacting with drugs going on. Could be pain pills or whatever it was, right? So let's just flow a little bit. So he had to show that he could build his future and cheer on his fortune. So he was meditating, or he might live near water or by the ocean or something. What was he? He was going to do what it takes to get to where he needed to go. And that would be Austin. Right? Okay, so we have, here's one check of time. Time was mentioned. Maybe, I guess, to go and meet with Karmelo. There was going to be consequences if he didn't leave his ex. So it's going to be consequences if he didn't leave his ex, and his ex would be or if he did, so maybe the ex would be Karmelo. Karmelo really wasn't his friend, but some kind of way, somebody, if it was somebody that he needed to leave and get away from. It was going to be consequences. Let's see. So it's a small trinket that Karmelo might have, or Austin may have. A coin, a ring, a charm, or a cross, if I named everything. Coin, cross, ring, or charm, anything like that. He needed to surrender and apologize and just tell the truth. So with Karmelo, he need to surrender and apologize, or Austin wanted Karmelo to apologize as far as something, whatever it might have been. Surrender and just apologize to him or something like that. So he was choosy about going to another state. So some kind of way, he was going to be going to another state whenever it was. Maybe a college, or just going out of town, or going somewhere. So, because we got the card of, let's see. Flames were sparked, and he captured the flames of, and the flames in this story now would be he was stabbed, and that would be the flames. The sparks would be them fussing among each other. He had to be the best king that he can be, because he wanted playtime with Karmelo. That means to talk business right now, business. So we got number 23, number 3, number 2, number 5. Could have been 5 people around, or 3, or 2, or 5, whatever this is. Or somebody was 32 that really they was connected to. Or maybe some killer was being sold some kind of way, because I saw other ways to grow money, or whatever they're called, in the winter time. So let's just flow, because they was in school, so I don't really see that job agency card. No longer will I be filtered. So Karmelo was going to rise to the occasion. No longer will he be filtered. So if Austin had burdens, if he had burdens, he wasn't happy with things. He had to do things the right way, God says. But he was nervous because he didn't want to lose his job, or he didn't want to lose, so with his job, I'm going to say, if he is on the track team, he didn't want to lose that, right? Being on the track team. But he might didn't want to lose Karmelo as a team player if he needed him to be on his team either. So we have right here, can you still like me now you know? You can still do God's mission. So Karmelo told him something where he wanted to know if he could still like him after finding out maybe that he take pills, or maybe he on the down low, or whatever it is. Let's explore. Or one of them sell pills, or whatever this is. He had to see it clear as possible. Here we go again with it. He had to start focusing on himself now. So we got 37, 73, or number 10, or number 703. So he had to rely on himself to elevate himself. Okay. I'm not finished yet. I'm going to finish this up for Austin. This is Austin's what I'm saying right now. But we're going to see what. So we have like 3 cards at least that God wants Karmelo to acknowledge that he was wrong for what he did. He shouldn't have did it, and he was wrong. Austin is in a spirit, and he wanted him to cherish him, not to take his life away because of their misunderstanding. And say he's sorry, but really, he shouldn't have did it. He shouldn't have went that far. It was a sure thing. It was seed time. So for Austin, it was seed time. He was going to be getting some money. So maybe Karmelo owed Austin money. Austin, right? Money. Right? Let's not mask the smell of foul. It was foul. What Karmelo did to Austin, right? It left his family with feelings that flow like a river. He had to accept what he could not change and acknowledge his wrongs, and don't expect it from others. So here we got another card, God coming back at him again. It's the 4th card. God says that you got to acknowledge your wrongs, Karmelo, and not expect it from others. Accept what you cannot change, and what you cannot change is you can't bring Austin back, right? Austin was not resistant to hold Karmelo responsible. So it says acting like it's love. So we got to change the card. Acting like he like him, but he gonna pay for his actions. So this would be, I gotta turn it because this is Austin's, right? So Austin, somebody was acting like they like Austin, and that would be Karmelo. But Karmelo is gonna pay for his actions because Karmelo was resistant to hold himself accountable, because God got 4 cards at least. Because God says peace with them makes a stable mind. But he is going to be that warrior that day. So he might wanted Austin to accept any money given to him, whatever he had, to butter him up. He was gorgeous. Okay, so it says, what are you going to do? I mean, no, it says, what do you want? So Austin went to approach Karmelo, and Karmelo might have said, what do you want? So the other side says, light a candle for him or her. So in this storyline, I'm going to use this card as Karmelo stabbed Austin and put his candle out. Because what we do is light candles sometimes when loved ones die. Right? And you be outside the candles, or you be inside, or whatever, right? because he said, what do you want? And so here's the reaction from him toward Austin, right? So Austin was tattered and he needed a miracle to survive, right? So something was on the internet, on a portal, on the cell phone, or whatever it was on the TV, or whatever it was on something, maybe. He had a blank look on his face. So what? Trying to tear another person down. So some kind of way on the internet, on the telephone and text messages or whatever, maybe some kind of back and forth talk was, or whatever it might have been, between the two. He wanted loyal out of Karmelo. He had to fix what he can and throw away the scraps. So he needed to gently close the door on it, bend a little and gently close the door on it, on Karmelo, on selling pills, if that's what was going on, or whatever was going on with those two, because money was pending. Remember I said it? But Karmelo decided he was going to bend a little and gently close the door on Austin. Austin, right? So letting go is hard for Austin's family, the loss of a loved one. So we have racial abuse came about, and it was hyped up from Austin to Karmelo at that time. Maybe it got ugly because one of them thought it would be the end of their money problems. No more blaming things on money, right? They're just making money. So we have Austin needed to get away from the idiot and take all his power back. So we have this one. He wanted to embrace his growth because some kind of way he's trying to make money. But what's going on here? So he's trying to make money, or he had the other one making money, however it's going. He had a sixth sense about it all, though. Camouflage wouldn't work. He had a sixth sense about it, the situation. So he had to see that he was worth $1 million plus more and get away out of any circles that kept him stuck. Okay? So he knew a secret, right? So we got Philadelphia, or somebody named Phil, or it's a secret that he knew, that he could tell, that he needed to tell, because God said, tell a secret now. So let's just flow. Sorry for my squeaky chair, sorry. Okay, so he might have looked at, Austin was taken, I'm so sorry, I'm saying it wrong. Austin was looking at Karmelo was taking him as a plaything because money was owed and he wasn't paying up, maybe, or something like that. It was a lack of love, and some information he's going to get to show him that. Maybe something he heard on the internet, maybe saw on the internet, saw on a cell phone, or anything like that. So they was dealing with somebody 24 and up, either one of them, somebody who was 24 and up or somebody who was 42 and up. I like him, but I won't care about him. So Austin felt like he liked Karmelo some kind of way, but he wasn't going to care about him because it was some information that showed it was a lack of love for him, and he felt like Karmelo was treating him like a plaything, maybe not paying him or whatever it might have been. You know, so it just seemed like money. So they was around at one point, some green leafy foliage, looking at things superficial, where God would have to intervene, okay, to fix things. Or we have Karmelo eventually, whenever, it's going to be court in session for him, and he's going to be going to court. Okay, so we have this card right here. This is a job card. So I'm going to put this with the school, though. People don't own the earth. It belongs to everybody, agencies, schools, and everything else, right? It's programming. So it's programming what's going on at the school. With the team, with the school in general, or whatever. It's programming, some kind of programming going on where you can't really control things like you want to because there's rules, especially in the sports or whatever. So his hair was different than Karmelo's. It don't have to be curly, but he was whatever race he was, European, and Karmelo was a black person. So we have that. Here's another life card. What is life to you? What is life to you? So God was saying what was life to him. So at the time when he was in the presence of Karmelo and he was fussing, God wanted him to think of it could get really where you lose your life. But he wasn't thinking that it was that drastic, that things would go that far. He didn't think it would go that far. He really didn't. But here's a card God is saying. He felt like a genius as far as maybe in him talking and fussing or whatever. He didn't feel like he was going to lose the fight no kind of way. He didn't see this coming. So we have right here, it is okay to let him go. He's going to always know you liked him. You lost yourself, but no more. So let me see. Wait a minute. So he was going to let him go as far as like if they was taking pills, selling pills, anything like that, just let him go as a customer because he gonna always know that he liked him some kind of way or he wanted him on a team. But if he had to let him go, I don't know who was in charge where, but that card right there, programming, if he was controlling as far as the team and he can control if Karmelo be on the team or not. I just don't know with that, but if he could and he could control him being on a team, it's okay to let him go. If he had to get off the team, he had to just let him go if he can control that and make that happen. Because Karmelo would always know that he liked him being on the team and he was a good player, but if he had to let him go, he had to let him go, or this will simply just go with the family of Austin. He lost himself, but no more. It's okay that his family let him go because his family gonna always know he loved his family. I can turn it around. So it was he was isolated for a coping mechanism, and that would be which one? Austin. Okay. Here's an angel peeping through the peephole. So the angel peeping through the peephole is Austin, right? Because he wants some kind of acknowledgement, some kind of apology. He wants some kind of what is this called? Accountability. He wants Karmelo to open his mouth and have some kind of accountability. He wants that. It's like a good 4 cards at least. It keep coming. He wants that. And he's showing himself as the angel peeping through the peephole. He coming in the storyline. Mr. Bracelet 1. I'm presenting myself as the angel in the storyline. So with Austin, I don't know what sign his mother is. I don't know if his mother alive. I don't know. Or this would be Karmelo, one of them mother. So if Austin mother is not alive, we're going to have to take it to Karmelo's mother, right? One of them want to checkmate with their mother, who's a Sagittarius or adventurous like a Sagittarius. Okay, so we have Austin had to be groomed to what God created him to be at birth, and let the sounds be heard loud and clear. And he was letting the sounds be heard loud and clear. He might eat a certain kind of way, or somebody was going to talk to him about eating a certain kind of way. Or he was going to talk to Karmelo about eating a certain kind of way, because when you're on teams and all, I guess you got to keep yourself fit. Let's say vegan, so he didn't have to be a vegan, but you know. So he felt like Karmelo was a turncoat and he was going to pluck him. So he was going to, if he could control him being on the team, he was going to get him taken off the team if he could control that. Or he was going to fight him. But Karmelo felt like Austin was a turncoat and he was going to pluck him. And he stabbed him and took his life away. Because Karmelo felt like he was disrespected. You can't disrespect me. Strike that. This is the wrong card. If Austin could control things and get Karmelo taken off of the team some kind of way, because he thought he took some kind of pills or anything like that, or whatever it may be, or he's showing up sleepy or whatever was going on, if he thought anything like that and he had some pull where he could control and get him taken off the team some kind of way, where he felt like Karmelo had skills, but he ruined there where he needed to be taken off the team, and Karmelo was trying to do something to stay on the team where Austin was saying, you can't buy me. If there was anything like that where he was being taken off of the team and he wanted to give him something or whatever to stay on the team, his cologne penetrated the surface, so some kind of way something was smelling if it wasn't cologne. So if he drank, he might have been doing a little drinking. If he drank something, and he might have smelled that. If not that, maybe some kind of way he had on certain kind of cologne, or maybe I guess they were sweating, anything like that. So we have this one here. You are still here. Enjoy it. Release your loved one. So this will be for the family of Austin. Release your loved one. You are still here, God says. Okay, so it's flattering. So what? So with Austin and Karmelo, maybe one said something about the other one's cologne or smell or sweat or whatever, and the other one says flattering. So what? So maybe it could have been false cologne or something. And so we have right here, yes, you're on your path. So this is Austin's storyline. But the Earth Angel, so both of them are Earth Angel people, because the Angel card came out for the Earth Angel card Angel card came out right there. So he Earth Angel, both of them are Earth Angel. They shouldn't have been going against each other, because God had both of them on this earth to make a difference on this earth. Because this card is upright, and this is Austin card right now. Yes, you are on your path. He with God, and that's what's making him be on his path. If he wasn't on his path, God was going to tell him to get on his path and get away from things that cause destruction or anything to his life and get on his path. But he on his path with God, But also, Karmelo is an earth angel also. And God saying that he on his path. Yes, you on your path. And his path is jail. Because he murdered someone. So that's his path. And whatever work God want done with him will have to be done behind bars. Whatever it be. It's going to be changed around because he put himself in this position. And God is going to show him how to love another person. And how to value life. And that's going to be his life path and whatever he learned from this situation. If he wasn't on this path, God said it was vital for him to get on it. He really should have went to his parents or to the principal or any people like that and told them if he is being bullied. But he can't go and tell them if drugs going on. You're not going to go tell him, oh, well, I owe him money because I bought something from him. You can't go tell him that. So I guess he didn't want to go to his mother or his father about the situation because that was something that they was doing in school. Because we know kids do all kind of stuff in school. It's not a surprise. They're not going to tell a grown-up because it's between them. They don't want the grown-ups to know about it because they shouldn't be doing it in the first place. So we have Karmelo needs to say that he shouldn't have and he was wrong. Because we got at least 4 cards God bringing out for him to acknowledge and acknowledge that he even wrong. He resistant to hold his own self accountable. He need to acknowledge that he was wrong. He need to tell the truth and apologize. And then the other one, the first card was that Austin in the spirit, and he want him to apologize. He wanted him to cherish him, don't take his whole life away just because they got in a fuss. He didn't cherish him. He didn't cherish him. And then we have the other card. So it's like at least 4 or 5 cards here that God is trying to pull out of him and make it where he at least feels something inside for the person whose life he took away. So that's why I say to his mother, the first thing should have came out of her mouth was speaking out to the family of this teenager who was murdered. I want to first say, I'm sorry for the loss of your son that my son caused. I wish I could take the pain away. Or whatever else they go with it. But his mother didn't even acknowledge that he was wrong. His mother didn't even say out to the relatives that it was wrong. We can't protect and hold our children or whoever in their wrong if they are wrong. We can't hold them up. God even got a card in here. Can't be held up in his wrong because he nice at home or whatever. He can't be held up in his wrong. He murdered somebody. That don't mean you hate your child or dislike your child, but you can't hold them up in their wrong. When something is wrong, you gotta say it's wrong. We teach our children. We're supposed to teach our children right from wrong. I will never say a child shouldn't defend themselves and fight somebody back with their bare hands, with their fists. Because if somebody hits you, you hit them back. That's how I was raised. Hit you, you hit them back. If you got to fight it out, you fight it out. That's how I was raised, so I wouldn't tell a child not to hit somebody back. But to be killing one another, getting knives, getting guns, and taking somebody's whole life away because you mad a couple minutes about something, no, that's not acceptable. That's not acceptable by God. And God wants him to learn a lesson. And the lesson is you cannot take somebody's life away and act like it just don't matter. And just think about yourself. I'm hearing the phrase, is it woe is me? I'm hearing that. So yeah, because both of them was young people. Both of them had long lives to live. Both of them. One is no better than the other. Both of them are equal in God's eyesight. Both of them is equal. Both of them. It was some racial abuse came out of Austin's mouth toward it was hyped up. It got hyped up, and that made him probably even get a little fueled up and be his real self. Be his true self, because he was holding it in being his true self. But when that racial abuse came out, he started loosening up. But he already know when he brought that knife to school that he already had did something wrong, whatever it was. That's why he brought the knife. But he should have told his parents whatever the situation was. So that's why us parents got to be open for our children to be able to come to us and tell us anything when they have problems, so they won't feel like they got to handle things on their own or they stuck. We got to be open to be there for them. Not to do a bunch of judging of them, but have our ears open to hear what they got to say to help them. Because it's hard out here for children these days because they get bullied. They can get into all kind of things to be accepted and everything else. Pressured and everything to be in the best or whatever it is. Okay, this is the Brass Love 1 Healer to Row 9 here on YouTube. So I did both of the young men. Peace to the family.